Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. We have an update video here on Elrond, EGLD, EGLD on the exchange. So guys, we've seen some big chart movement today, a bit of a retracement as well. Before we go into the chart, let's figure out what's going on and a few indications as well of the things that I've been doing in the last couple of days around this particular topic. So guys, big announcement pretty much around today. So Elrond today has announced a $1.29 billion incentive program for the liquidity of the newly launched Maiar DEX. Now, DEX, of course, is quite a popular thing at the moment across the board of blockchain and crypto. But here we go. So Elrond is a low latency. Well, we know Elrond. I mean, I've held Elrond for quite some time now, so capable of handling over 100,000 transactions per second, and today is launching the Maiar platform. Now, before we go into a bit more detail of that, I just want to introduce this as well. It may be Maiar, sorry if I get it wrong. But guys, there is a wallet. You can download it, of course, and there's a multitude of different crypto assets that can work with this. It reminds me of Proton, so it's another topic we cover quite a lot here, XPR. So a lot of these DEX platforms, or these wallets indeed, are moving away from your sort of traditional, if you like, traditional methods of sending and receiving money to and from other people and other users, particularly on that kind of wallet. And I think they call it the hero tag. In Proton, it's kind of like a username where you put an @ and then your username. So similar principle to that. But for this instead, and of course this video, by the way, watch it, it's pretty much has nothing to do with the wallet whatsoever. It's just some very nice lifestyle images and this, that and the other. Anyway, so yeah, the social payments aspect, the hero tags we just mentioned, which is very much going to be replicated across a multitude of different wallets, in my opinion. Opportunities for earning and staking, of course, and it's non-custodial. So we're talking about like the aspect of non-custodial. This is sort of linking in with that whole aspect of, decentralized systems, right? This is what blockchain and everything was arguably, created for in the first place. So it's, with DEX in particular for this one, for the exchange, which we'll talk about more in a second, of course, the peer-to-peer aspect of it, but taking from aspects from its features of the wallet side of things, the privacy, the know your customer situation. It's arguing in here that this is actually as secure as a hardware wallet, but also as flexible as using other exchanges and other wallets as well. So it's really interesting how they've come across with that kind of mentality in the way that they talk to people about their services and their solutions. So I think it's fantastic. Control your money, be your own bank. Actually, to be fair, the video did point out, bringing power back to people, you being in control of everything. And I think that's great. And I'm sick and tired of banks. I am, from all my rant videos I've done in the past. I'm sick and tired of the money printing, the inflation, or the forced inflation, the manipulation of interest rates. And do you know what? These platforms give you the opportunity to swap things around and change currencies that suit you, that suit what you want to be buying, what you want to be using, and not being affected by inflation and stuff like that. Of course, like stable coins in general will eventually, I'm sure, peg themselves, if you like, just through the new blockchain mechanism, rather than being concerned about what's the dollar exchange rate, this, that and the other. So I'm looking forward to how that develops, but kind of back to this point of the exchange, guys. So very much the MEX token here. Okay, so the MEX token is essentially the exchange's governance token, and we'll go into that in a second because I have got some. This was from staking Elrond for however long now, this year. I'll be honest when I explain it as well. But yeah, the Maiar decentralized exchange is the automated market makers platform developed by the Elrond network. So obviously made in-house, if you like, with the love and attention that these guys have put into it. I think it's a phenomenal blockchain. It's early days still. It's very early days, and I think this DEX platform is going to take it to another level. Not just in price point, but I think in general as a whole solution. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And the NFT application as well that they're bringing to the table through the Elrond wallet and things like this. So, it's very much, like it says here, sort of competing or being very similar to the likes of Uniswap, PancakeSwap, etc. Except the fact that, of course, Elrond being so fast and energy efficient and cost effective, I think it will be, one of these that, really takes the crypto space by storm when it comes to exchanges and things like this. So I'm really excited to see how this develops. And there's a bit more information if you want to go on the docs on the exchange site. There's a lot more detail into the reasoning behind it, the aspect of sharding, of course, and things like this. The LP tokens, so this is around the liquidity pool tokenomics aspect, being able to also help towards providing, essentially. So liquidity is essentially like it's giving the opportunity for like buyers. It's easier to find a buyer due to the high demand. So when they're sort of pumping in liquidity, as they say, liquid tokens or basically coins or tokens that can essentially be converted to other ones really quickly. So when you've got demand, of course, it's a lot easier. There's disadvantages, like if you have Bitcoin, for example, because of its massive demand, it wouldn't probably work on some small exchanges very well, albeit I'm sure it wouldn't be too bad. But you've got to consider like the exchange's capacity, just not as a blockchain, but its emphasis as an exchange. So all of this liquidity pool and bringing the whole tokenomics aspect, staking, etc., to create more MEX tokens is really going to help the system moving forward. And this is why I'm so excited, because for me, Elrond, I'm holding, of course, like I love Elrond as a project, and I do want to take advantage of some of the trade moves this year coming up. I still think it will get to around $700 or so, and I probably will sell some and maybe get back in the dip. But there's a part of me that's saying like Elrond's just going on a really nice rocket ship moving forward, not necessarily immediately in the next couple of days. I'm talking about the near future. For me, Elrond, I would happily hold for the next 5-10 years. I think this thing is going to be one of those ones that will give you gigantic passive income just from the staking aspect alone, let alone what it will probably provide you with the price point it will get to in the future. So let's go to this this exchange section. Let's go to the homepage first. So this is what it looks like. You can connect your Elrond wallet to it. I connect mine via the ledger. If you want a tutorial video or any kind of video around this more so, do let us know in the comments below and we'll do our best to bring that to you guys. But yeah, very much around traders, about liquidity providing, developers and governance, and anyone and everyone can get involved. That's the beauty of it. Providing liquidity, governance. You can swap tokens. Of course, there's not much on here at the moment. We're still in, I believe, in the testnet stage. I can't remember. Or maybe it's kind of fully launched now. Hence why the news today. But the only reason I said testnet is because I saw something earlier about some of the coins not being on there. But anyway, so at the moment you've got this in the swap platform, and I just know for a fact that they'll definitely add more tokens in onto this for sure as the exchange builds. And you've got the liquidity aspect as well. So just for example, I've pulled in some here from my Elrond wallet, not all of it because I didn't really, sometimes you just need to test things out before you plow loads of stuff in, willy-nilly. So I brought over some of them, and I'm probably not going to do liquidity just yet, but just give you an example. I mean, you can of course convert that into aspects there, or add it to active pools. Very massive APYs available here, and we'll go on to that as well. So in the farming, however, now I'm going to be honest and open about this. I didn't know I was receiving MEX tokens for however long, for free, because I was staking or delegating my Elrond in the Elrond wallet. Now, I don't know whether this is a good amount or a bad amount. I have no idea. But basically, I got about $124, $125 worth of MEX tokens, So 572 odd thousand of them. Fantastic. Like I said, I don't really know. Well, to be honest, it's free money. I don't always stake all of my assets, whatever class it is, because I always believe that there's going to be movements and stuff. So I tend to put, like, me personally, around sort of like 20% into staking, and I leave some in exchange as well. So sometimes I push that higher than 20%, depends on what the asset is, and how much I've got of it. Because if I've got a multitude of them, I'll probably put a lot more in, like 70% or 80% of them. But in particular in the bull run, I tend to not have too much in staking. When I'm in the winter market, I'm going 100% in staking. I just want to be clear on that. But I've got this, guys. So the MEX is staked. I do need to check how often the rewards come in and how quickly you can reinvest. I'll learn that in the next day or two. What I do know is if you withdraw it in the first 90 odd hours or something, there is a fee, which is not massive, to be fair, but beware of the 1% penalty applied when exiting farms in the first 72 to 96 hours. So there we go, liquidity pool tokens or MEX to earn more MEX. Now the liquidity pool tokens, I'm not sure how to get those just yet. I need to double check, but once I find out, we'll put that into the next video as well. But yeah, here I am with some MEX, which I didn't know I had until about an hour ago. Pulled it across after I read somewhere that you've apparently accumulated them. Mine are locked MEX at the moment, I think. I'm not sure why. I think that's because I've just pulled them across from the Elrond wallet or something. But it's going to be interesting to see how much this comes in. It's saying here APR 988%, APY greater than 10,000%. So I'm not sure. That sounds quite a lot to me. And let me know in the comments below if you've been used to these kind of things before. Any knowledge would be great. I'm still learning stuff myself. Here as well, MEX staked. So it says here about unlocking your aspects percentage wise. So it's going on for a couple of years, of course, but it looks like the 20th of December is certainly the first date to at least get 10% unlocked. Yes, I've just answered my own question. Okay, so mine's lock MEX, so it's LMEX. So basically what it's saying is that I've been received these, and I guess what happens is, guys, so when you get locked stuff like this and you have like percentages come back to you, it's to stop people from like getting all of them together and then just dumping them in the market, because one, it wrecks everyone, and two, you'll never get stability in the MEX token or any other token. Okay, so that's why they lock it in this way. I understand now why mine are locked. So basically, on the 20th of December, I will have 10% of my total here unlocked. This is irrelevant to, I guess, the MEX earned. So right now, I'm still staking it, even though it's locked. I'm still going to get rewards, and I can reinvest them. But yeah, I can't physically take these and go and sell them on an exchange. Okay, so I'm glad I cleared my own mess up there. So that is cool. But guys, yeah, I just thought I'd bring that to your attention, what's going on with Elrond. If you have been staking Elrond in Elrond wallet, go and check if you've got MEX tokens. And you can do that simply by looking up here. So where you've got your address stuff, there's usually an icon up here that says claim MEX. And then it will ask you to find where you've got your Elrond tokens and stuff. Or, yeah, crypto. And pull your MEX tokens across. In my case, was from the Elrond wallet. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that's cool. It's one of those things where I was like, oh, I wish I put more Elrond into the staking now, because I don't know how many I would have had. But like I said, that's not a massive, gigantic amount of money, but it's certainly free and interesting to see what that looks like with an APY of 10,000 plus. Over maybe the next few years. I don't know. There was also one other thing quickly before we go into the chart. Staking, if I remember correctly, you can press this button here to lock rewards and double your APR. So what would that take it to? About 2,000%-ish. So apparently here you will receive the locked MEX that can be used immediately, as we've just shown you. It will be unlocked after 1 year, 17% in the first 4 months and 16% in the last 2 months. So it's similar to what we just said with the principle of why it's locked in the first place, but this is talking about if you wanted the double capacity. Because you imagine if like everyone just got all their tokens in one go and just absolutely dumped it to sell it off. One, you'd probably lose out on all your money anyway, because everyone would have just done it immediately and it wouldn't be worth anything. And two, it's just not what we want from this space. So guys, hopefully you found that interesting. That's what's going on with Elrond. Let's see what happens with the chart. Smash that like button if you like what you're hearing and seeing. So guys, here we are with Elrond on the Binance data. We've had, it's not gigantic, but it is in the sense of monetary value, I guess. So we're already having the retracement. So we had a 20% gain in the last 24 hours, taking up to a new all-time high, which we have calculated here at $370. Absolutely beautiful to see that. We had the retracement back down to here at $347. Currently around 345 actually, to be fair. So we're still in a strong buy mode arguably, but we have obviously got a bit of a red candle developing right now. Let's just zoom in a bit more so you can see that in a bit more detail where we're looking at here. So we couldn't quite get to this interesting longish term fib retracement here on the left hand side at 384. So we just managed the 370, which is fine. It's interesting that it stopped pretty much bang on 370, didn't wick over, didn't sit under. Very interesting indeed. So it's clear in my mind right now that Elrond wasn't ready to progress itself to those higher targets. I mean, a lot of people were talking about $440 being the next big move. I was thinking, well, that's quite a big jump. I think we would probably stagger it upwards irrespective of what happens with announcements and things. But here we go. So obviously a bit of profit taking, understandably. I'm interested. Like I told you in the previous videos, I unstaked mine a while back and I've just left it in the Elrond wallet. I'm ready to probably put some of it back into exchange very soon as we approach the 400 mark, because I was buying majority of mine just under $20 earlier this year, I think, and fair play to those that got it cheaper than that, of course, but that's where I am. So it'd be interesting to see if we come back down to this macro level here around 339, 340. I don't expect it to be fully immediate, but it'd be interesting to see if we bounce off that or stabilize there and push it up again as the announcement gets to more and more people around the world, especially as other markets like Asia and stuff start waking up in a couple of hours, I think. So we're gonna have to see how that pans out. But yeah, like I said, the next moves, guys, for Elrond could be that we stabilize and push up again, maybe forcing past that barrier and up to that 400 mark. But I'm more anticipating that we're dropping back down here and then testing this area again between sort of 340 down to this 330 mark. And we had quite a bit of traction around there in the last few weeks. But saying that as well, there is not a lot of massive support lines here that I can really pick out at these lower regions either. So if this announcement didn't occur, I generally believe that we would have continued, not necessarily a full downward spiral, but certainly asking questions around lower areas around here. So this announcement has come out and it's kind of diverted it completely, and we can confirm that as well in the RSI here. Look at that. So we're in a bearish mode here, and then all of a sudden announcement, and up it goes. RSI shoots up, not even over 70. I couldn't believe it. So I think there's probably more in the tank. Like I said, the next day or two of more of that news releasing, more people wanting to get involved in the MEX situation, whether that be the MEX that they've already accumulated automatically, or they're going to go and buy some. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that develops. I think Elrond's quite an interesting one because not a lot of people talk about it, and I'm quite surprised because it's a gigantic blockchain platform which is going to do absolute wonders. And by the way, guys, if you want any video on how to stake Elrond or using the Elrond wallet, whether it's through Ledger or other forms, let us know and I will definitely do a video on that, similar to how we did with the Proton one, and Clever as well. So yeah, we've had a mini switch over of the MACD, so it's really pulled it back. That's what I'm saying. Is it a bit of a fake conundrum that we're going into here, in the sense of a false pretense that this has obviously had an advantage with this launch, but is it reflective really on the existing price of what it should be right now, before we go into a big bull run hopefully over the next few months? But we are where we are. That's why I think it's given us a little bit of a nudge upwards out of the ordinary, and we might start tracing around this 340 mark again. But that's of course on the performance side here on the right hand side, taking us 10% up on the week. We are 1,300% up year to date, and look at that on the year, 4,600% up. Can you imagine buying Elrond back then? In fact, what was the price? Let's entertain ourselves, shall we, for a minute? So let's just say a year ago. So what's that? Well, obviously it's the 20th of November last year. You ninny, right? So here we go. Let's just go roughly. $8, guys. Can you imagine? Like if you just, it annoys me so much that I was asleep then, I think. But I did get it. I did say I got it around 25, which isn't too bad, to be fair. Can't really complain. I just bagged quite a fair amount of it back then and just enjoyed the ride ever since. So let us know in the comments below when you got into Elrond. If you haven't already, don't worry, there'll be times for some retracement. It doesn't mean you have to go and buy a whole one all the time. You can buy elements of it, because I do think there's at least a two times move, maybe possibly a 3 times move from this point onwards. I think we will get to around 700 odd in the bull run coming up. Let us know your price predictions for Elrond. But guys, I'm going to wrap that up there. Like I said, if you want any more videos around Elrond or anything about it, how the applying, staking and this, that and other, just drop us a note in the comments and we will do one if there's enough demand. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you in the next Elrond video. Bye bye.